Hi, I'm Tony Shuda. I'm known as the parent coach who gets results. And my mission is to help families be happier and more peaceful. I'm sharing 3 videos with you containing 3 of the 12 critical strategies you need to raise a great child who's loving, kind, responsible, generous, and successful. In the first video, we looked at how you have to stop rescuing your child and instead teach them how to be good problem solvers. I shared a very practical tip called the 5-finger problem solving method that Michelle Borbett provided in my book, 20 Great Ways to Raise Great Kids. Today, we're going to talk about the #1 predictor for your child's success and how you can implement it in your family using several very practical tips. I've been helping families find solutions that work for 19 years now. And the best feedback I receive from parents in my classes are, "You provide really practical tips, Tony. I can use them right away," and they work. I've helped thousands of parents get results to their biggest parenting challenges with programs like my Get Your Child to Listen the First Time group program, wouldn't you like that? And 8 weeks to a happy, peaceful family, dramatically reduce yelling, arguing, and fighting in your family. Either through group coaching or one-on-one private parent coaching, these are the kind of results that parents that I work with achieve. Getting your kids to listen the first time, 90% of the time, so you can enjoy your kids more. Creating a zero tolerance policy for backtalk and whining, so you only have to hear respectful communication. Reducing your own yelling to once a week or less so you feel really proud of your parenting. And learning how to calm an angry child. And you just have to follow a simple calm down map to increase your confidence in this really tough situation and dramatically reduce your child's anger outbursts. Completing homework and chores without hassle, so there's more time for fun. And getting your kids to bed on time, so guess what? You have some time for yourself every night. You deserve that. My goal is always to provide parents with practical tools to solve parenting challenges so you can be happier and less stressed. In my book, 20 Great Ways to Raise Great Kids, there are over 200 practical tips to help raise great kids, culled from interviews I did with 27 experts and 10 very wise parents who give you their very best tips for raising great kids. I did my research and I never found a book with this many parenting experts all in one place. So I'm very excited to share some very important information from the book with you today. It's information that every parent needs to know about. In fact, this is one of 12 critical strategies you need to have in your strategic plan to raise a great child who's responsible, confident, and capable as a young adult. So here's critical strategy number 2. Make sure that your kids are doing chores regularly. If your kids don't have chores now, they're going to be less successful in life. A longitudinal study followed kids from the time they were just babies until they were young adults. And the question the study raised was this: what is the most reliable predictor of a young adult's success? Is it family income, IQ, 2-parent household? There wasn't any of these. It was whether or not your child has chores growing up. And the sooner you start, the better. The best results came when you started having your child do chores at age 3. But if you haven't started yet, don't worry, it's not too late. In fact, you must start now, though. According to research from Arizona State University, kids between the ages of 6 and 18 do about 12% of household chores, parents, leaving 88% to us. Does that rub you the wrong way? It should. Kids are perfectly capable of doing chores, and we're really doing them a disservice and setting them up to be less successful in college, in the workforce, and in life if we don't give them chores. Here are 4 great ideas from my 20 Great Ways to Raise Great Kids book. Number 1, to begin with, have a family meeting. Have a list of age-appropriate chores ready, which I've prepared for you, and ask your kids what they'd like to do to start with. It's imperative to get their buy-in. Then, clearly you need to teach them how to do the chore. Then build in an accountability system, like a chore chart with a checkbox, so you'll know when chores have been completed. So there's a link on your screen right now to get that list of age-appropriate chores. 2, do chores together and make them fun. Stephanie, one of the moms featured in my book, 20 Great Ways to Raise Great Kids, would play Cinderella with her kids when it was time to do chores. She was the wicked stepmother, and the kids played other roles. They'd wear tattered clothes while cleaning, and then when they were done, Cinderella got to go to the ball where she'd wear a fancy dress and they'd have special treats. Wasn't she so creative? With my own girls, who were older, we'd put on Beach Boys music and we'd squeeze into a bathroom, and the three of us would clean together while we were singing Barbara Ann or Little Deuce Coupe or some other fun Beach Boys song, and it was a blast. A third idea from 20 Great Ways to Raise Great Kids comes from Beth Wise. Beth was a single mom with 5 kids. Can you imagine doing that by yourself? Beth wanted her kids to be capable of running an entire household by the time they were 12. So she got them involved in meal planning and cooking meals. Each of her 5 kids was responsible for 1 meal a week. In the beginning, of course, she assisted and taught them how to make each item in the meal. But as they grew older, they were capable of cooking an entire meal on their own. Think how much confidence they had. So get started today. Even preschoolers can wash lettuce and rip it, and they love those little lettuce machines, right? They can wash grapes. Kids of all ages can set the table, they can clear their dishes, and then gradually have them help you with actual cooking. Fourth tip. For teenagers, you can do this exercise with them. Get a piece of paper and draw 2 columns and ask your child, what benefits do you get from being in our family? And then write those ideas down in column 1. Then you ask your child, what is it that you contribute to our family? And write those answers down in the second column. The contrast is usually quite striking. So then ask your child, from the list of age-appropriate chores, what would you like to do? When are you going to do it by? And how can I hold you accountable for doing that? Now, as some of you know, I have 2 teenagers. Thankfully, I saw this research study years ago, and our kids have had chores forever. I won't kid you that it takes longer in the beginning and requires more work up front to teach kids how to clean and cook. But I can't tell you how proud I am of our girls. For instance, when we're having a dinner party, they dust, they vacuum, they clean bathrooms, they can help make appetizers and dessert. Our oldest teenager grocery shops for us. She does the laundry. Our younger daughter loves cooking, and so she'll make the vegetable or mashed potatoes for dinner. It's amazing. And frankly, it's a really enormous help for my husband and I. And I feel so great knowing that our girls have the life skills and the confidence they need to live on their own when college rolls around. I want that for you too. So do begin to have your kids help with chores today. So we talked about another essential strategy in your strategic plan to raise confident, capable, responsible kids. Have them do chores on a regular basis. It's the number 1 predictor of your child's success as a young adult. Have a family meeting tonight. In video 3, we're going to talk about your child's use of electronics. Did you know that if your child uses electronics more than a certain number of hours per day, that it is literally changing the structure of your child's brain? So stay tuned for video 3. Please leave your thoughts below on this video about kids and chores, and do like us on Facebook.